Hello and welcome to the Kobold Cafe. Today we're playing The Frozen Gods in GURPS 4th edition. I'm Luke, the GM. With us today we have got Everoth. Have we?
Who's got lag, apparently.
Maybe we've not. We've got Terra.
Hey, I'm Tara. I was distracted till just a moment ago. I play Etho. Stabberson from Staptown.
That's right. We've got Everoth. Yeah. He's got
Yes, sorry, I was lagging over there. Hello!
Ahoy. Would you play? It's too early for everyone, clearly.
Well, I'm playing Old Man Budget, an early bird and an old friend for the group to heal and support.
Good on you. We've also got Lee.
Hi, I'm Lee. I play Lady Katja, and we're going back into the wilderness in January.
Perfect time to do it. It's skiing season, surely. No, I think it
Want
might.
skis.
I think it might be more like avalanche season.
Yeah, honestly, that's my biggest concern.
Why didn't I take cross-country skiing?
But
It seems
not
like a
least,
skill I should have.
it seems like a skill you should all have for the trip you're about to go on.
I don't think anybody quite had cross-country skis yet.
You don't know what it will
They,
like. You
they
weren't-
totally did.
The right people did.
At TL3?
Yeah, the people who needed them, I think, had them at TL0.
I
They
think
didn't do it. It wasn't recreational.
Anyway,
Oh, I know.
introductions continues.
James, who are you playing?
Hey, I'm James. I'm playing Archie. Archie is wearing a suit of metal in January.
Yeah, I'm sure you've
Don't-
got plenty of layers of leather underneath.
Yeah,
and then fur
yeah.
on top.
I'm sure, yeah.
But still, do not put your tongue against your collar.
Yeah.
Do not.
Do not sweat.
Ooh, no.
Frozen metal.
Your armor is.
Frozen to the hairy chest.
I hope it's not just bare chest against metal in there.
Yeah, that'd be awful.
Yeah, it would.
Unless, like, maybe you've got a pocket of metal that you fill with hot coals. That sounds amazing. It's like an adapted torture device just for travel in the north.
It's like the sort of church sensor thing, but for keeping warm.
Oh yeah. Keep it toasty. Well, last time, after witnessing the star fall from the sky, crash into Thanato, the mountain that you had visited just a few weeks earlier, Etho got pretty upset, said that you had to set off immediately for Dunterby, which is a place that Etho knows about.
But can't say.
Why?
I don't know. It's a player problem.
For the record, if it's because you miss your puppy, Katja's going to be pissed.
Yeah, Katya put a lot of work in to make sure that this could actually happen. I mean, it's slightly self-interested because Katya doesn't want to be grounded in Pitford for the next lifetime
Forever.
of hers.
Yeah, but I mean, a star just fell from the sky. She could literally be riding east with a cute bear in her Duke or whatever right now.
Well, she's riding north with a cute Duke. Or whatever.
That's true.
By the way, I
Nice.
actually just took skiing. If that's okay.
I'll allow it.
You don't actually need it to use skis.
I
It's
know.
like hiking.
Yeah. I just had a couple points lying around. I'm like, that makes sense for my character. But anyway,
I'm happy with it. It's fine. And you did kind of manage to convince Katya's dad, Duke Jacobus, that this was more a decision of Archibald as a method to keep Katya safe from her creepy suitor, Lionel Leamund, who she publicly humiliated. by rejecting him.
Oh,
He humiliated himself. Let's be clear.
That's not the way he
James.
tells the story.
James, you need to change your character picture.
Oh my god, James. Change character.
James is grumpy in the morning.
It's 3 in the afternoon.
So yeah, I think we all like. Do we get there with no problems, right?
You sailed north. There was the offer of a boat from both Burns and Hanley, the 2 suitors of Katya's, brand new suitors that Archie had invited over. They were like, oh yeah, I know this fit bird does the fancy a shag with ya. And they were like, oh lad, top tip, thank you for being a wingman. So they showed up and they've been quite nice to Katya. And also there's some interesting shit going down in the north, and they want to be in on it for the riches and glory.
That's also fair.
But
well, hopefully Katya's choice is made easy when one of them dies.
Really, it'll take 2 of them dying to make the choice easy.
Fair enough.
I
But
would
then you're
not-
stuck back with marrying creepy guy.
Layman.
Damn it! Right?
Oh no, Van. Yeah, he's the next best suitor at the minute, isn't he? So you live in the
Thinking maybe
Frostvale.
Etho should be put on the table as an option also, but
Oh yeah, he's pretty. He's got that Edward James Olmos skin.
Ugh.
Unfortunate.
I think the plan is to travel north.
It is. You sailed up
Actually-
the river towards Dunterby, which is not much like the other towns you've seen before, in that it is not walled. The area
Well, that's just silly.
for quite far around is normally grassland and farms, but at the minute it is fully snowed in. I should put a few of these down.
I
Because
imagine they are confused to see a ship roll in this time of year right after the festival.
yeah, that would have been pretty concerning. Hanley dealt with the dockmaster for the most part. Paid him a big, heavy, clinking bag of coins.
Is this even the kind of town that has a dockmaster?
You know what? It's probably not.
Probably not.
No.
Dock, and there's a guy that is the master of it.
Like,
People just show up, like people poke their heads out. It's like, is that a freaking boat?
Yeah, that really is how it would go down. There'd probably be a crowd of people watching as you put down the plank. Like, in fact, I doubt there is a dock big enough to take this boat here, and it's more like you just putting gangplanks down to the riverbank.
Right, we're gonna rough it. It's gonna be fun.
Ground, precious, precious ground. Oh, like Etho like hugs a little like clump of snow.
I was gonna say, do you end up doing that thing that Kevin Costner did in Prince of Thieves?
Eating the beach.
Yeah.
Robin Hood's Bay, I've been there plenty of times.
But yeah, she hugs a snowdrift and just like ground.
I'm Robin of Locksley, yeehaw. This is pretty much what he sounds like to me.
Unlike some Robin Hoods, I can do a proper British accent.
Men in Tights, that's what that one's called.
Yeah.
Yep.
I seem to remember trying to watch it about 10 years ago and just being like, oh dear. This
Hey,
truly
Blinken!
was best
Did you
enjoyed
just
at 8
say
years
Abe
old.
Lincoln?
But I think that's about enough catching up. Let's look at as we're coming down from the dock. Given the slowness that you've had to creep down to as you came into port, Edward Burns' ship is actually not far behind you. And like as you're all coming down the gangplanks, you see some of the crowd pointing off at that in the distance appearing. It is
Probably
mid-morning,
unloading the horses now.
maybe like 11 a.m. on Saturday, the 8th of January, 213th year of the settling era.
Uh-huh. Ooh.
How's everyone dressed?
In my
Presumably-
armor
It's fairly
and
cold.
wolfskin and
Temperature is.
parka.
Mm-hmm.
Fleece
Uh,
pants and a sweater.
Yeah, her winter clothes at this point, but not the full-on parka.
Yeah, okay. That covers it. Someone calls from the crowd. "'Tis Lady Katya of Ettenquell. House. From the far salt."
Why? She waves and
Oh,
starts
she
to head over.
sees us. They raise up like a dirty little peasant child wrapped in 10 layers of fur. That's arms and legs are just poking out like Maggie in a winter coat.
Oh, that's adorable.
"Look, child. 'Tis a royal lady herself from the court come to see us."
Katya is clearly enjoying this.
Hanley behind you says, "Oh, quite popular, are you?"
I guess so. I haven't been this far north in a while.
Intriguing.
I doubt anything exciting happens to these people this time of year, so I wouldn't be too word not coming to me.
Eloquent as ever, James.
I mean, it hasn't completely shut down yet. I mean, the snow's not that deep.
No, it's not, especially this close to the coast.
Fair enough.
You can see in the hills in the distance, though, they are just perfect white blanket of snow. The mountains, too, just streaked with the black of the granite and other dark stones. I'm not a geologist. What do you want from me?
Basalt or granites or
Hematite, think dwarf
Obsidian.
fortress. There probably is some obsidian in there, but not like on the surface. Oh no, there would be. There would be. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, ignore me.
Etho. Where do we go from here?
Up river, then east.
Is that the best
She
route
nods.
to Thanato?
Sure.
Very good.
She lies.
Should we wait
It
for...
was an obvious lie.
Okay.
Etho can't lie.
In that case, he just looks a bit confused. Says, "So is the meaning of this journey to protect Lady Katya, or is it to investigate the star? Or this angel, as you say you think it is, Smith?"
Is this Burns or Hanley?
Hanley. Sorry. Burns hasn't
cool.
arrived yet.
I think a little of both.
Very well, and we trust this Etho to guide us there.
Oh yeah.
Picking teeth.
He just frowns and says, "Well, we should make arrangements. We'll need a wagon, I'm certain, or some such, although how far will we be able to travel in a vehicle? How far even
Probably
can the
not
horses
far.
go?"
Farther than a vehicle.
You men go with us with horses as far as we can go. I've gone a weird accent. Multi-pass. Then we go by foot. Like last time we climbed mountain.
Very good. I'm bringing a man, by the way. There he is. and he points at someone coming down the gangplank.
And is my new friend coming down?
Oh yeah, she's walking with him as well. There's Algar walking down. Is Algar Brewer, bow to your new travelling companions, and he bows. He looks pretty gruff. I fight.
More people bring, more dangerous it becomes for everyone.
Hanley nods. Aye, but we'll need at least one man with us.
Hmm.
Algar's the best. We've fought together in the east. I'm not worried.
Would I be able to make just a check, taking my time to see if we have enough supplies with all the extra people?
Yeah. Here. I'm going to do what I
Survivor
want
or
from
something?
this.
Don't remember what I got.
I'll have a look through.
I figure we'll take a couple of Berts to bring the horses back to Dutenberry when we part ways.
Mm-hmm.
Might be a good idea to bring a sled or two.
I like a sled.
Yep.
Dogs. Do we
Woof.
have dogs?
I'm not sure if dog sledding is a thing that this culture's discovered yet.
We can at least get some snowshoes or something like that for when we get off the horses.
I'll actually start checking out the sleds, and after I buy one, I'll rip the sled bits off the bottom.
I'd give you a default pack-in roll, I think, Boshit, which you failed. So you're not really sure, but it does look like you've got quite a bit on hand, and all these Hanley's bringing a lot as well.
I say as I approach Lady Kathia, I might not be sure, but we did had a very rough time last time, and we came really well prepared. With this many people and the supplies that we have, I'm really not sure if we would need more or to prepare out in any other way.
I think we should be okay. I had my people pack some stuff as well. I didn't think we were going to come this way, but she sort of gestures, and she has some people unpacking some stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
Might be a good idea just to pick up anything else that we might need before we leave.
Mhm.
And he's gonna leave to make some Greek fire in case of worms.
That would take a while. You'd have to set up all your chemistry set. You've had plenty of time on the boat to do a bit, but it could have gone badly.
Then
that
and on the
sounds
boat,
like
no, not on the boat. Too much movement.
You also might just want to leave the set on the boat.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's probably a good idea. It's very heavy.
Probably breakable.
Yeah, I'll just take the jars.
Mm-hmm. All right.
But yeah, we're gonna do some shopping before we go. We can do that.
Yeah. Your animal driver actually walks up to you, like holding his fur cap in his hands. He's like, milady, we could do with an ox at least, or an auroch if there's one available.
Of course.
We could pull a sled through the snow with all the supplies with one auroch if there's one to buy or rent in town.
Sure. See if you can find some, and she'll take out a money pouch and hand it over.
Aye, lady.
It's not her main one, but it's also probably still entirely too much.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna buy some, if they don't exist here, but I'm gonna get a sled, rip off the sled bits and the bottom bits and strap on some leather and get some skis ready for myself because I just bought that.
If they
God,
do
it
exist,
needs time.
if real ones exist, though, we'll get
If
those.
real ones exist, we'll get those.
You do find that people are using snowshoes. They're available. Not skis, but there are also sleds in use.
So I'll buy a sled and immediately rip off the slutty bits.
Your
And-
driver's not able to secure an Auroch with the funds that you had available, but he has rented 2 oxes and a sled that they can pull.
That makes sense. Etho, they have spares.
What? I say as I'm.
There are like repairmen for those. They have replacements for when they break.
What?
Never mind.
You've got a skill, haven't you?
Who's got skill?
You, I was just wondering if you'd be able to make skis on your own that'd work well enough. But yeah, I think you could.
I mean, between skiing, leatherworking, and survival, I think I could probably pull it off.
Yeah, roll me against the worst of those skills, please.
The worst.
Yeah.
Is that include skiing?
IQ based
'Cause that's-
skiing, but no, yeah, roll me just leatherworking.
Okay.
Well, let's see how you do, because that's the main difficult part, probably straps. Success by 3? Yeah, no problem. You can strap some smooth sticks to your feet, easy.
I sling over on my back for now, next to my sword that's hidden under the cloak.
I like to think that she gets some snide comments from the sort of the sailors from the southeast that aren't used to snow about like who's gonna pull you or something like that.
Girl plans on making herself into a sled. Can we just load you up?
Honestly, if these are the skis, if she's making cross country skis, she's also probably on the bottom of it, putting chips in a very, very specific way.
Oh, really? Like scores or something?
Yeah, the way cross country skis work is that they've got something that when you're moving them forward, they glide.
Okay.
But when they try to move backwards, they dig.
Oh, okay.
You wax one part of it and then you add some sort of traction on another part.
Well, you don't even necessarily wax cross-country skis because you don't
But,
want
yeah, like
them to go that fast.
a ratchet effect, so you can slide forward and then grip.
So I'm using my fingers to cut little things in there too.
Yeah, do you have... I don't think you have carpentry, but give me a
I
DX
don't.
check.
Straight up,
Yeah,
and then you'll just tell me.
yeah. I think you've probably got a few bonuses, because it's not exactly hard to whittle. So, yeah, you don't damage
Especially
the wood
with
at all.
claw hands.
You probably do a pretty good job, Edward Scissorfingers. Adelward Scissorfinger. A legendary
Right.
woman pleaser.
In my head, it's really weird that Tara's the only one with skis.
I don't ski in real life.
Too scary, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Like, I've got a skateboard, I'd love to ride it, but I'm so scared.
But yeah, that's I do the thing. Sailors make fun, or the people make fun of me, and I just roll my eyes at them.
Anyone else gonna be like, hey up, Etho's doing a thing?
Yeah, what are you doing, Etho?
I need to make an askas.
Okay.
For what purpose, says Hanley.
To go snow.
That's what the snowshoes are for.
Aye.
Sure to have fun with that.
They kind of just rub the chins and let you keep at it. Burns would show up. And Burns
Excellent.
is also bringing a man. He'd find you all probably... I don't even know where you set up stables that you've leased the entirety of, because it barely ever gets any
Yeah, probably.
function.
We've essentially set up a base camp there.
I think we've just kind of like made this town's winter.
Pretty much, like, there's still crowds around all of you. Kids
Katya does
especially.
spend an awful lot of time sort of interacting with the crowd. She enjoys that stuff.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, fewer people would be like, so, what are you doing here, royal lady from the court?
We're heading north.
Take the bishop.
'Tis dangerous.
Mhm.
No one travels in January.
It is, but it's an expedition that we feel we need to do. We brought some really excellent people, and we've got a great guide. I think we'll be okay.
Is it to see the star? Someone else says. We saw the star falling. Some didn't believe us, but we all heard it, of course. It cleared the face, look. And he points at one of the mountains in particular. This one just behind Thanato. Has not got much snow on it. There was a great snow spill. Straight after, we woke up to see the mountain clean of snow, like nothing before.
Well,
Damn it,
hopefully-
I can't. Tara, you need to ask if it has snowed heavily since.
Hopefully that'll help with like avalanches and stuff. Then she smiles.
If that's a
But then-
thing I need to ask about, I'm gonna roll that.
But then she turns to the person that actually brought up the star and sort of whispers conspiratorially and nods. Yes, it is about the star. We saw it as well from Salt Dock.
He nods.
I wouldn't worry too much. It's being taken care of. The king's already sent an expedition directly as well.
Aye, we heard. Someone rode through bragging about it on his way back to the Iceway, Grimstad.
She nods.
He said it's an angel, according to some.
It's something. I don't know if it's an angel.
They'd nod and leave you alone for a bit. But a while later, some people would bring you gifts. Like, for
Aw.
everyone that's heading north. Supplies and tasty preserved meals and things like that. Someone would bring you nicer pairs of snowshoes, Archie.
Okay.
And when Burns arrives, he brings with him this gentleman. And Burns introduces him. Ah, hello everyone, yes. This is my squire, Bisma Ishak. You can guess where I met him. Greetings, he says to all of you.
It's nice to meet you.
Blessings of the god Arate to all.
We're heading north into the mountains. Are you going to be okay up there?
I believe so. He's wearing a lot of furs already. Sir Burns and I prepared ourselves in Salt Dock before departing.
It gets very, very cold up there.
There's quite the crowd gathering to look at Bisma.
Well, we've done a little bit of shopping to prepare for the trip, but if there's anything you need to pick up, we can wait a little while. But I think we'd like to get going. She looks to everybody.
Yeah.
it's sort of 1 in the afternoonish by now. You'd have all had some delicious lunch of like home baked pies and stews and big steaming loaves of bread fresh out the oven. Auroch
Had-
cheese, goose
I really
pate.
like this town a lot. Why don't people come here more often? This is great.
We're a tiny place, no visitors except farmers from Totlerton. Totforge has no interest in Dunterby these days. We can't take boats your size. Why did you dock here anyway?
We're heading-
Proximity.
Aye.
We're heading up the river, actually. I don't suppose there's anybody with smaller boats that could get us up there.
Perhaps you could rent one of the fishers, aye? They go a good few miles upriver sometime. Might save a bit of time, but there's no room for your horses, of course.
Oh, yeah, that's right. She looks to the people that obviously know a lot more than her about cross-country travel and survival stuff.
Yeah, your
Basically everybody in the group.
your packaroo's just spent best part of 2 hours loading up and strapping down 2 oxes. It's like looking exasperated at you when you suggest going upriver. It's like, what?
No, I think it's best if we stay to land. Thank
It's
you.
like,
though.
oh, thank God I don't have to unpack all this stuff. But Burns says, aye, we're as ready as can be, I think. Quite the war band we've got going. How many of us are there then?
Like 10?
This is a legit question because I want to know for sure. There is Burns, his man, Oscar, his man, Thory, which now that I think on it, I'm pretty sure is a dwarf from The Hobbit.
Nice.
We're at 5. How many of you guys is there? There's Botchet, Archie, Katya, and Etho. So that's
The
9.
new girl.
Katya has a sort of
Animal driver.
yeah,
10.
thank you. That's the word. And a person to carry shit. Porter.
Porter, 11.
A cook?
I mean, we're dropping them. I don't know. We're not doing the coke. We have F for that.
I mean, at the moment, she also has a servant. That
Right.
But she was planning on leaving that person with the ships.
Okay, so 11
But-
sounds good.
Probably a couple more to drive all this shit back when we depart on foot.
That's true, actually, we can bring the servant. She can help get the stuff back.
Okay, so also your servant who's scared for this journey takes it to 12. And then Burns and Hanley would probably also want to bring a porter each.
Makes sense.
13. So yeah, probably like another 2 more on top of that to drive the ship back.
Yeah.
A group of 16 sounds good to me.
As more and more people get added on, Etho keeps rolling her eyes more and more.
I'm not sure what the days would be like at this time of year, this far north. Have we already had this conversation?
I don't think so.
Short. Very, very short.
Rightio. It's probably already getting dark then. Or into the evening at 2 in the afternoon.
Well, unpack the stuff because we're gonna have to go to bed.
What?
I was fucking with the guy loading the thing.
Yeah, he just straight up shits his pants and dies. Unfortunate. But it sounds like you're not wasting time and setting off then.
Sounds like.
Yeah, if we can travel at least a little while today, that'd be great. Katya says, not knowing anything about traveling this time of year.
I can't believe I just rolled that 10 times by 1.6. What a chump. Learn numbers, you fool. So you can get about that far today. Yeah, 14 kilometers. It is very slow going.
Yeah, I imagine.
And it is hideously
Mhm.
cold. And, oh, Etho asked a question about if it had been snowing heavily recently.
Yeah, whatever James asked, because I don't know enough about.
We've seen fair bit of snow over here. Aye, all melts into sea course. And on the hills, not so sure about mountains, though. As you can see, it's still fairly bald.
Well, that's good. The mountains will have a valley that's actually really easy to cross because the snow will be like concrete.
Cool.
Izo says that instead. But not the concrete bit.
Well, yeah.
The Romans had concrete. But I don't know what they called it.
Yeah, but
Concus
I don't think
Cretus.
Etho has a Roman background.
No, she does not.
It'll be hard as paved road.
Hard as rock.
A cobbled road. Yeah, hard as rock.
Or earth.
So how hard did you want to push yourselves before you made camp?
Probably not too hard. I mean, we've got a long trek.
The snow's not too deep here, and the road passes through woodlands, fairly sparse by now. It is evergreen though, so fir trees up to the northwest and north of you. A few dotted about around here. The ground is packed rock solid, even where there's not much snow. It's kind of permafrosty already up here. Tundra. Grassland tundra.
Cool.
Yep, the horses are not going to make it very far in this turn.
No, they are not. But you would rest up. I'm guessing Botchet cooks up a nice meal. You probably don't even need to cook tonight because you've still got hot pies that have been wrapped in fur for the whole journey on a horse's
pretty
arse.
much. Pretty much. I mean, I don't know about the rest of y'all, but unless something happens, I say we skip a lot of the travel.
Yeah.
Yes, I would agree with that too.
I agree. That makes sense.
I did have one brief conversation, which I'm actually happy to hand wave the conversation, but Katya does want to at least let Burns know that we are going by way of a native village, and she'd prefer if we don't report the village's location or that they're even there to like sort of the world. This is a favor that Etho's doing to us, and we don't want to put her out.
Burns looks very skeptical when you tell him all this. I've never heard of natives in the north.
They're very reclusive, but they might know something more about what's going on there, given how close they live to the area.
It seems suspicious that they'd want to remain hidden.
You're not wrong, but at the same time, I mean,
You make
Right.
this request openly of me, Lady Katya, and your grace is such that I cannot deny it. I shall keep this secret, but if it should seem that these natives are working against God or the crown, then we must report their behavior.
I think this guy's gonna die.
I'm not asking you to do anything against your conscience. And of course, if anybody asks you directly, I would expect you to answer. The bishop is similarly bound.
He nods. He says, "Very well, Lady Katya, for you I shall do this."
Thank you, and that is the real reason we're going by this route.
I had wondered, but I know little of the terrain in this region. I've spent 30 years in the deserts by now.
We still might beat the other expedition there, but I think the information is worth the detour.
He'll nod at that. Another day of hard, sweaty, but also freezing cold travel consumes you. Again, you do not make it very far. In fact, I've already moved you too far.
Oh, jeez.
At the end of this day, you would be off the road and going straight over the frozen grasslands. The snow is slowly getting deeper, and by the night of that full day of travel, it's kind of up to the horses' knees.
We're probably at the point where we have to clear away snow so that the horses can get at the grass.
Absolutely. Your servants would all be digging for the animals to graze. You get through a lot of hay and grain for the horses that, the beefier ones.
Mhm.
Hanley and Burns, along with Algar and Bisma, they're just riding cheap horses they bought in Dunterby. And those horses are already getting tired.
If we start slowing down significantly to the point where I'm like, this is it, I'm gonna call it and tell everyone to go back. Like, do you want me to roll a tundra survival or whatever?
Yeah, give me an Arctic survival roll, please.
Yeah.
You would
Damn.
definitely be moving quicker without any animals, even if
So
you were all at heavy loads.
I whistle really loud, like about probably like 8 a.m. Like right before we're getting ready to go, before we're starting to load up the horses again. And I go, all right, foot from now on.
It's also
You-
very cold today.
You heard her. Let's get the horses back to head back.
Take some boxes.
Two of Katya's people will be heading back with the horses.
All right.
You can't give up your border though. That would be madness.
Oh, thank God we've got people to just pile shit on.
Exactly.
Now
It's
people are
like a
gonna start making
companion
fun of
when
my-
you're.
We should probably really do some hard maths here to figure out how much you're carrying and divide it between how many people.
Or we could just hand wave it and say that we did it last time with less people. We could probably.
Yeah, you could absolutely do it less. What's all your move rates at like a heavy load?
If you're comfortable hand waving the sort of named NPCs, I've actually already done the math for just the group and like a porter.
Oh, you sexy bastard. Yes, thank you. So yeah, I think we'll probably be good. Especially seeing as you've also got Burns, Hanley, Algar. Bisma's gonna go back, he can't take it, it's too cold.
Makes sense.
Burns looks like he might die just from the cold this morning. Everyone roll me vision, please. Looking at Thanato in the east. It's a remarkably clear day, the clearest day it's been yet.
Hey, I possibly see something.
I barely see something.
You all, let me GM check for Boucher. Yep, you all don't see something, which is what's remarkable, in that you don't see much snow on Thanato at all.
Huh.
The top is just grey stone, streaked with black, and it looks like a few patches of green.
Is it steaming?
Too hard to tell, but there are no clouds around Thanato at all. There's barely anywhere to be seen, east to west, in fact. No one's got weather sense out of you lot, have you?
No.
Nope.
No, and neither's Thori. Thori is sticking around to meet the people, obviously. She's not said much
Yeah,
so
she's
far,
coming.
but she would have been talking to you constantly, for sure. Etho.
I assume so.
Should we all be concerned about weather? It's going to get very cold soon.
That's why we must move quickly.
She frowns and says, if you say we be okay.
I mean, I shrug. I'm gonna be like, it's either this or camp out in bad weather. Both choices not good.
Alright. Well, you'd send the animals back, along with a fair bit of supplies, but you're still carrying what you think should cover you for... How many days do you have on your porter, Katya?
That's what I'm looking. Give me a second. I'm still figuring it out. I was misinformed briefly. It's started out for horses, but I'm shifting it at the moment.
Oh, okay. Without horses, you save a lot of weight, obviously, but then there's a lot less you can carry also.
Exactly.
Just horses are such greedy bastards.
They super are.
Do people stop making fun of my skis?
They almost definitely will within, like,
Yeah.
minutes as you glide away in the distance. Everyone else is like...
Humping our snowshoes. Gotta
There are
hate
still a couple of
snowshoeing.
trees knocking about, but it'd probably take some effort to turn tree into skis. I don't think you brought, like, saws and a mill.
I heavily doubt that.
Looks. So I don't know if we can carry it all, but we have about a month's worth of stuff for us.
Oh, wow.
I don't know that we can carry it all though. But
How much does a month's worth of stuff weigh? Sorry.
No worries.
I'm sorry. I feel like it's something like £12 per day per traveller of food and water.
Oh, I'm definitely not including water in this. Like you don't carry the whole. all
Oh
the
yeah,
water.
you're right. You don't need to carry water at all. Just stick some snow
Yeah,
in your
especially
gun.
Yeah,
since
you know.
especially since we're pre, filtration.
Yep. You just scoop it up, stick it in your pants, have a sip when it's melted.
That's a
Why did I
terrible
read
idea.
What do you want from me? I'm not a scientist.
A sane,
I-
I'm just
and apparently also not a
thirsty.
sane, rational person.
It's about a pound and a half per person per day,
Okay, that's hardly anything.
which is why I have it set to like a month.
And we actually probably, when I was having people load stuff up that second day, we're bringing, enough plus a couple days to just get to where we need to go, not the top of the mountain or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're not packing to go all the way up?
I mean,
I'm
if
sure
you
you bring
wanna
in
bring, like,
climbing
stuff-
gear still.
yeah,
I'm sure
but
everyone
not-
that wants climbing gear is bringing it, but I don't think Etho ever carried any in the first place. Like, I assumed that Archibald would have already had a conversation with Hanley about all the climbing gear they used last time.
I
I'm
suspect so.
sure. Hanley's like, we're gonna do what now?
I'm going to go ahead and assume that Botchit will be the slowest when encumbered.
Yeah, probably. But when encumbered at heavy loads, we're all
Um,
talking like 2 or 3. So
I did invest it in extra lifting strength, so I should have a higher encumbrance ratio. You can see
Nice.
that Botchet is getting more buff on the upper part, as he has been carrying a lot of stuff for you guys.
Ha.
Yeah, he's not doing too bad, actually. Botchit can take 87 pounds and still move at 2.
nice.
That's impressive.
I feel just like in my young age.
So you will
Meanwhile,
definitely
I can carry like 170 something and move it too.
be...
I'm probably actually the
Yeah.
lightweight of the group, but I don't carry much. So
I suspect the group move rate is going to be 3 or 4. Let's call it 3.
You wish, mate.
Really?
It's going to be 2.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Is somebody super slow?
Oh, well, Botchit. Botchit can probably be carrying less, but also the snow.
Oh,
Is-
I mean before the snow.
Oh, before the snow, then, yeah, probably 3, I think. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I would be in a bit crueler than I needed to be, I suppose.
Yeah, my heavy load is 174.
Oh, you strong bastard. Wait, I think that's what Botchit says. Yeah, but he also moves at 1 at that.
Right.
Yeah, you have like a
Ah.
movement speed of 6, right?
7.
Yeah,
Naturally.
7, yeah.
Botchit's base move is 4.
Yeah, that's the issue.
Like me grandma, she were faking though. I seen her move right fast when she needed to.
it's not that the people can't move fast. It's just
It
why
hurts
would
too.
you want? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just being ageist. I'm sorry.
Well, also, it's like if you could be an old curmudgeonly person,
Yeah.
you would do it.
I absolutely will do it. I already do,
Like-
and I am 30 years old. But let's see. With that, you can actually make it all the way to the source of the river, even though you set off a bit later. The river just kind of disappears into snow. It turns into a little stream. It's barely a trickling brook through frozen, icy rocks and packed hard soil while you're eating your lunches. And then at evening, when you're setting up your camp, there's no river to be seen. Give me a navigation, please. Land, Etho, or survival, Arctic,
Survival Arctic.
or area knowledge. Fucking crushing it
Yep.
today, Etho.
Oh, my luck is gonna change. It's always how it happens. It's like when we're doing stuff like this, I'm absolutely astounding. Like I'm perfect. I can do it, just fine. It's when it's like, oh hey, it's time to actually do something that won't murder you all.
I don't know, this is pretty important for not getting
Oh, yeah.
lost.
I guess you're right. Yeah. Also, I'm keeping an eye out for like smoke and stuff like that.
Give me vision check, please. Everyone that's
Smoke.
generally enjoying the scenery can give me vision checks. It is kind of blinding though, the snow. Archie's goggles have made a resurgence.
Nice.
Oh shit! I see shit. I
Oh,
don't see shit.
yeah. That's like
Luckily,
you try and take a look, but the blinding snow is too much.
I told you.
Lady Katya, when the sun, there's like just a brief moment when the sun comes over the mountains in the morning. It would just after you set off today, where you can kind of see the top of it. And indeed, there are plants growing on Thanato. You couldn't see any
That's
snow down
weird.
it, but it looked like trees, bushes.
She'll point that out because it's super weird. Is anybody else seeing green on the peak?
I can't see peak.
Rubbing your eyes like you just stared into the sun just crept over as she pointed, and everyone looked up and the
Yeah.
sun just blasted him. Burns is just like, I'm blind. Katya, you think, but you also think it's probably just your brain doing it, you know? That song that only you could hear comes reminiscing to your mind.
Yeah. She's not looking nearly as chipper as she was about this whole expedition.
Well, you camp, you eat, your load gets ever so slightly lighter. Everyone freezes the balls off.
I mean, we are prepared and ready for this, though.
As it gets dark, it's still been completely clear. It's not snowed for 24 hours. But the temperature just, you feel it dipping and dipping. I'm sure you're all already plenty nakakkered, but can I get a roll for cold, please? The temperature is, when you wake up on the third day of travel,
We should have this math memorized, but I don't remember the pluses or minuses.
the temperature is minus 24 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oof.
Holy hell.
Wow, yeah, that's cold. So that's
I think it's every 10 degrees Fahrenheit below 30, not 30.
Below zero.
okay.
So
no, yeah, below
that's-
you.
For
Yeah,
people in Celsius, is
below
that
35.
at minus 20?
So this just takes. That means it's a -5, so it negates the +5 from the Parker, right?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
everyone roll me HT, please. Twice.
And the tent actually gives you a +1.
Oh, so +1 from having slept in a tent.
It's a nice tent.
I'm sure a few people
Hey!
have got nice tents. So, Botchit, you actually get a +1 to it.
I actually, what? Sorry? Can you repeat that?
You got a +1 for the being in a nice tent as well.
Oh,
how
awesome.
did Botchit do on his 2? Oh, you crushed it! Did I get 2 rolls from everyone?
2 rolls.
Sorry.
Oh, I only did the one.
Any failure is a loss of 1 FP.
Yeah,
Nope.
that 13 should be against a 15, not 12. I'm not sure why it didn't prompt me for it.
Okay.
Oh, I see. If you just hit the up button, it doesn't prompt you.
Oh. But it looks like you're all good. You're all golden. Just barely.
Yeah, but that is stupid cold. If it's that cold continually, it's gonna be. We can't travel in that kind of weather.
Burns is not looking good as you wake up. He is shivering. His beard is like frozen to his neck. He's wrapped up. Are we setting back off?
I told everyone. They didn't listen to me. No one listens to Etho.
Are you doing okay, sir?
I'll be fine.
All right.
Hmm.
Katya's worried, but giving him space because it's the whole like tough guys don't like it when you hover.
Hanley takes you aside, Archie. Looks a bit
Yep.
nervous. Archie, my piss froze this morning. On its way out of my cock.
Yeah. It's fucking cold up here.
Are we going to live?
I mean, I really, really hope so. We have a good guide. She knows how to survive up here, but
Etho's like
Like,
yawning, doing a
I-
good stretch.
Yawning, doing a good stretch, then scratch my ass.
I
When-
will say I warned everybody.
I don't recall you mentioning my piss would freeze on its way out of my cock.
I told you it was too cold. It was the wrong time of year. Yet here we are.
He shakes his head, and he's like, Burns might die.
Look, what I did last time was when I had to pee, like in the middle of the night, I pissed into this leather sack while still in my bag. Or in my furs.
He nods. He's like, that's the way to do it. Yes. I'll set aside a drinking pouch. I hope I don't fucking confuse them. And you set off. Your journey is starting to get uphill now as well.
Ugh.
Sorry.
Can I get that
Can't
survival
help.
arctic from Etho for directions for the day, please?
Yes. Got that crit out of the way. Let's. Oh, come on!
Yeah, failure. So you do start making your way up into the hills. Everyone can give me a vision check as well, please. Around the time that the light's going to be perfect to try and see anything.
Hey! Do I see the smoke?
You do see smoke. You see several instances of smoke. You also see lush greenery atop Thanato.
I start heading towards the smoke.
There are two options. One that looks to be slightly to the north and one that looks to be slightly to the south. Both of them at the kind of in the foothills of both of these peaks. Like north and south of the valley. The North March, Frostvale Valley.
Hmm. Hmm.
Burns would see it and say, I see smoke. Is it giants?
So could you do the thing again? Point to the two directions. You got the one to the north.
And one to the south. Who else made good vision rolls? Archie,
I did.
You succeeded by 5, yeah. The one to the north is darker and a thicker column. It
Oh,
looks a
if
lot like
that's the
the
case,
giant fire smoke before, but the other one you think might actually be several small fires.
south then.
South it is. You start heading that way. You are all very tired though. Everyone give me a straight up HT check again, or at the previous penalties but without
The
tent
10th
bonus.
Oof, I lose a few FP.
Botch it'll be versus a 6.
I'm perfectly fine. Like, I've not lost a single FP.
Botch it and Etho also lose 1 HP, please.
Okay.
Due to frostbite. Not enough to take a toe off, but enough
Just
for
enough
you
to get us red and crispy.
Yeah, burns from the snow and cold.
Got it.
I'll note it for you, Botchet. Botchet's sturdy though, he's got a fair bit of HP.
Yep, Katya failed it as well.
Oh, but catch you too. It feels bad. It's like on back of your neck. It's like sunburn.
Mm-hmm.
Even more sore though. Definitely going to take your time to cover that area good tomorrow.
Oh,
And Burns he just goes straight into his tent. Or I imagine all the men are sharing a tent, right?
Yeah, I think we had to, with the freaking nobles here, we have to.
Yeah, with this many,
everybody back in the pile.
with
This
this
is-
many, I think we have 3 tents.
3 tents makes sense, yeah. And I think it's the time when the explanation is given of
Mm-hmm.
it
Why we're
don't
suffering
matter.
through this mess.
We've got to touch each other, everyone in the pile.
If you don't, you'll die.
Burns and Botchet get lumped together. Like pressed in between
Oh.
Smith and Hanley.
That's fair. They're the ones that are most in need of it.
But it's just like one big furry fart burrito. And all your tents are like crammed next to each other as well, so
Oh
like,
yeah,
you can
definitely.
feel Archibald's back against yours ethos through the 2 layers of tent hide.
Oh, okay. And I am always. Don't forget, I'm a sleep talker.
I think
So I ramble in a toonie.
your servants as well have also filled the
Mm-hmm.
cooking pots with hot charcoal from the fires that you've had before the evening and put those in the tents.
Clever.
So you all die of carbon monoxide poisoning, GG.
It's better than frostbite.
It's a peaceful way. And HT rolls, please.
The +1.
Yeah, with a +1 this time. Botch it. 2 of them again, please. Botch is fine.
Oh, come on.
Any
game.
failure
Stop
is
it!
1 less FP woken up with.
Motherfucker.
1 less
If
from
we-
full, though.
If we make it, can we make a check to heal?
Oh, yes, you can. You can make a natural healing roll.
I just do that though, because I have that. What do
Rapid
you
healing.
call it?
Yeah,
Rapid
That
healing.
that is super nice.
Naruto.
All right, still a little frostbite.
Botchy. Botchy, sorry, you're still a bit frostbit too. You could spend FP to heal the people who are hurt, but it's not a good idea while you're hiking, really.
If I use an FP to heal, do I heal one person or the group?
It'd just be 1 person per time.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, then yeah.
Save your FP.
Save it for later.
That said, if any of us looks really bad, like maybe Burns.
Yeah, I'm mostly keeping an eye on Burns, just making sure that he's doing okay. If he looks like he's doing bad, I'll do some medical on him. I'll try to
If he looks
keep
real
the.
bad, I'll remind him that this old man has already climbed this fucking mountain.
You
I
think he looks
giant-
okay, Botchet. But you do definitely start keeping your eye on him.
Yep.
And you start to make your way around the foothills of the mountain. It's now more a case of following the smoke trails because they have lit up again. And
They probably never went away. We just couldn't see him.
Doy.
Yeah. So we do the thing. Julie, do the thing.
What's that from?
Legend of
There's
Korra.
no more
Oh.
things to do.
I've run out of things.
The weather does change immediately on this next day. It is only minus 14 degrees Fahrenheit.
Outright balmy.
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
And
Is that like minus 40 on Celsius?
in Celsius, it is minus 25.
Almost.
But yesterday, the coldest day, it was minus 30 Celsius. And Burns is limping this day, I will point out. And he looks in great pain when he finally, rests his feet at lunchtime.
I'll give him a Medicaid check.
Uh-huh. One of his toes has turned black.
Can you heal that with your magic?
Herbalism. Do I have anything that can cure black frostbite?
You've got your straight up healing trait, I believe, haven't you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
At its core, it's just hit point damage.
Yeah, and frostbite damage is not going to be anything other than like slowly warming it back up and hope that it hasn't died already.
Yep, I'll get on it. I'll tell them, whoa, stop moving. I have to take care of that.
Mm-hmm. So, as you finish up your lunch and Botch it, steams that toe, wraps it in furs, gives him a new sock,
And
etc.
then,
Etho, Survival Arctic?
yes. Come on, stop giving me 15s and 16s and shit.
I know, right?
Like I said, I'll roll amazing for a bit. I can't ever roll middle of the road. It's always like, you do absolutely amazing or failure. There we go. Middle of the road. There. Hey, look.
I'll show you.
I'll show you.
I'll take 9s all day long.
Yeah.
You reckon you're going to get there in about an hour?
If that's the case, I will actually go out a little bit ahead of people
Very
And
easy
make
on your
the-
skis.
and make the whistle or the call signs or whatever that I should be doing, so we don't get
Shot.
probably not that, but yeah.
Well, okay. I think it's a good time for a quick break. So we'll be
Mhm.
right back in 5-10 minutes at the most. We're back. That was a longer break because of my dumb nuttery. If you're just joining us, the group have headed into the very cold north. Initially with animals, but those were quickly turned back. Now just leaving the core cool guys along with Sir Eldred Burns, Sir Oscar Hanley, one porter of catches who deserves a name and a character sheet, but I'm not giving it to him just yet. Thory, who was a traveller on Hanley's ship and miraculously speaks the same language as Etho, and it turns out they're of similar heritage, but have been geographically split for 500 years plus. And I don't even think Algar's here. I think that's the whole lot. As you've approached on the
Algar
camp,
turned back.
yeah, I think he turned back with the others. So
But yes, I pulled up a little bit early so people don't get murdered.
as you do the whistle, someone would see you, come jogging over. Etho!
By the way, it's Heish.
Heish!
Heisho.
Heisho! Heisho! Everyone would be pretty pleased to see you here. We
I'll
worried you weren't going to make it back.
You don't think I'll come back? Ha! You have too little faith in me.
It's been a long time.
and I've been gathering information for a very long time, and I have much of it. I have even met their king.
Someone comes out of the hut. You've known her all your life, obviously. She's a fine warrior. Her Dunmere was of bright red hair and it passed on to her. Or her
What's her
mother's Dunmere.
What's her name?
Her name is undetermined. It shall be.
As Luke scrambles.
All letters leave my mind for good. Harry.
Hari? Okay.
Harry.
Hari! I smile at her.
Need to add a subfolder for the Wilders. Nope, that's the name of the bandits. The Atuni. Doi. They let you meet King?
Took all restraint not to murder him where he stood. But yes, my Lita has connections to all the high echelon.
You've got a Lita.
And an Ichidoran, I say, crossing my arms and frowning.
You come back with Lita and Ichidoran? How did anyone beat you at Ichidayo? You must have thrown it. This must be some Lita.
I was attacking. I had been fighting been tearing apart a log for about an hour beforehand, so I was tired.
Mm-hmm. They nod. Ichidoran. Who's the Ichidoran? Are you confident?
Ugh. I could kill him, but she wants not fight to the death. And it's a him. I frown
Yeah,
very.
they're just like Dunmer. Oh.
I will try to convince her to make him a Dunmere, but not Ichidoran.
They nod, kind of approvingly.
But yes, they'll all be here shortly. Figured I would come beforehand. Don't murder, but capture's okay.
They nod. Harry would turn and be like, all fighters. People are approaching. We must capture them unharmed. All men, bind them.
Oh, this is not going to go well.
This is going to be great.
And then I'll nod and I'll wait for these guys at the party at the opening over here.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine we only get a little bit lost.
Follow her tracks.
Yeah.
Or the smoke thing.
Yeah.
It is all uphill, kind of, to this very point right here. And then this is a steep kind of corkscrew path that heads steeply down and then to the south. And this is an almost sheer cliff in parts. And you can't actually see over this lip because of snowdrift.
Right, that's where they're sort of peeking over to spy on us.
They're all waiting to ambush you.
As they approach, I'll just smile at them and go, so, we're here.
Great. Is there a fire? I'd love to warm up.
I smile and nod and then go, there's warm and thing, but don't fight back. And I'll give a quick whistle.
Sorry, I was scaring everyone about. There's also a porter who is here carrying a sled
Sure.
and is immediately hit by bowlers around the legs. As she steps up and whoocha!
Don't forget about our other lady, new friend.
Oh yeah, Thori, thank you. Do we want to roll turn order, or do you all just want to get your butts kicked?
I am absolutely not disarming.
Oh dear.
I'm happy to get my butt kicked, but I'm also happy to see him actually get bullied.
You're fine, Catchy. You're not. You're not a target.
She'll probably be briefly offended.
These will be using pack tactics, so I'll give them all the same speed.
Unless I actually want any, I'll add myself just in case I need to get in there. I don't plan on wrestling with anybody, but you know, you never know. Actually, no. I'm not gonna roll speed. I'm pack tacticking, even if I have to skip my first turn.
And finally, botch it. I'll get you. I'm getting you. So quick. Okay, so it would... Give me an IQ roll, please. Everyone without combat reflexes. Except for
Not
Etho,
me,
you
though,
knew
right?
this ambush were coming. Botch it, you make yours just barely. Hanley makes his. Burns makes his. They've probably both got combat reflexes, though. IQ from Archie, please. Oh, you've got combat
I've got
reflexes.
combat
Blech.
reflexes.
So, it's Hanley's turn. And he cries, "What is this? Ambush!" And he'll step and, like, draw his fancy dagger.
I yell at it. Oh, it's not my turn yet.
But you already said don't fight back, didn't you?
Yeah, I already said don't fight back.
It's still just a reflex for him. I should keep the turn order open. Eldred Burns kind of just steps forward and says, "She said don't."
Did we just skip over Archie?
We did.
We did.
We did.
Because they interrupted, but it would
Oh.
still have been your turn at the same time, I think. So you should be able to react at the same time as those two, I think.
We also skipped us, we Lady Warriors.
Or she threw the bowlers. The rest would have stood up. A couple of them have got bows. Others are swinging bowlers around.
I'm gonna yell at those guys on our turn also. In Toonie, no arrows.
Botch it. What are you doing? A bunch of angry ladies have just sprung up from behind a snowdrift, armed. They threw bowlers, or like a rope with 2 weights attached to it, at the legs of someone, and he fell.
I do not know their language, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know Aratish, right?
Aratish. That's
The main language.
That's the god. You know Eldresh, though, yeah, the main language. But Etho told you not to fight back a moment ago.
And
You cut out for me. All I got was "and."
Sorry, I will say, and I'm with Baltasar, or what was the name of the old Crusader?
Eldred Burns.
Uh,
He's just a
Baron.
bit away from you.
Is he doing anything like pulling up a weapon?
No, he's not.
He literally just said,
She said don't.
I'll do nothing. He's just gonna cross his arms.
Alright. So, Archie, what did you do on your last turn?
I just wound up drawing my weapons.
Alright, and you're back up.
Move there and take an all-out defense parry.
Alrighty. It is the pack. She readies some more bowlers and steps forward swinging them, while this person steps forward with a bow and pulls the string back. You can see it's got a shiny, almost like glass-like arrowhead on the arrow she's pointing at you. She's going to step and throw the bowlers at Hanley's legs. That'd be a hit. I need to look up bowlers, though. I've got martial arts open. It's apparently the only book I've got open.
bowlers are so awesome. They're like a ranged wrestling maneuver. It's the best.
Basic 181. Come on. Special ranged weapons, page 410. If it's just going to tell me that, like, I am gay, I'm not going to be pleased. Throw an entangling weapon. Aim at any body part. If it hits, does damage and wraps around its target. Yeah, they are pretty brutal.
Yeah, like it's like wrestling check. They're great.
How much damage does a bowler do? It'd be based on thrust, probably, wouldn't it?
Not a whole heck of a lot. They're pretty lame when it comes to damage. They're literally just there to entangle.
Yeah. Show me the damage in martial arts. Bowler. Oh. No, that's even used as a flail.
It might not do damage.
I don't think it actually does do damage when you're doing
Swing
the like.
crushing, apparently.
Okay.
That's pretty brutal.
Yeah, that really is. They probably throwing him a bit weaker just to entangle, though.
Yeah.
But either way, that's like a couple of points of damage, probably, that guy took.
Luckily, we have a healer here.
Mm-hmm. So, first off, Bowler's going at Hanley. Hit. He tries to dodge it. And succeeds. Bowlers go wide.
He jumps.
We'll come peacefully, he says, going into an all-out defense pose. Dodge. Double. Burns
Oh,
says,
he had to take that step.
aye, and puts his hands up. Botch it.
He frowns at Ito and starts to shake his head, but that's about it.
Archie.
That's my turn.
Yeah, I'll take all out defense parry and repeat that. Like, we don't need to do this.
Mm-hmm. What's your weapon skill?
Which
The sword.
uh, um,
Well, no, in fact,
s- straight up skill is 16. With all the bonuses, it is 17, 18.
okay.
Should be 18. Nope, 17.
Yeah, one for balance. I'm not sure where the other would come from.
Balanced is on the knife. The longsword is just a fine longsword. I've got the weapon bond though.
The arrow gets
Nice.
loosed at you.
At me?
Yeah,
Okay.
I told them no arrows.
you did.
All out defense grants a plus what? 2?
Yeah, I believe to the parry. Success, but you kind of realize a bit too late that this arrow were never aimed at you. It was in fact a feint, because at the same time the friend was throwing bowlers at your legs,
Ooh.
which are about to connect. You may attempt to dodge. Well, no, she'd step sideways.
I will spend the FP.
You are a no penalty, actually. It was straight up. You did a good GM checked feint defense. You dodge it. Oh, pro. She curses. Ayicha.
Got Jataneo.
Jataneo.
There could be other swear words.
Okay. We'll do it.
If you-
What'd you say? Aicha?
Aicha.
I see.
Bowlers are going to get flung at Hanley again.
Can you parry the bolas?
You can, and it actually cuts the rope if you do. If it's a cutting weapon. Those would actually miss.
If it is a crushing weapon, would it tangle it instead of cutting?
No, it's because it's got weights on the end, so it wraps you. But then also when the weights hit you, it deals damage. Or
Yeah,
like-
but for example, if I had a quarter stuff and I say I put it in front of me, would it tangle the quarter stuff and maybe break it? But I would have avoided the bolas. This is an interesting new weapon. I'm just curious as to how does it interact.
you could parry it with it. I don't think it'd necessarily break it though. It probably wouldn't do much to a quarterstaff. You could probably parry it fairly easily.
You skipped over
Cool.
me, so I just rolled. I did.
Oh, sorry, yeah, Etho, what you doing?
Oh, I did it with the pack. I just moved and rolled a stealth.
All right, right behind Hanley. Okay, well, it's his turn again. He's still got his dagger out. He says, "They're firing arrows." He turns and he says, "Is this a trick?" But he doesn't see you, Etho.
Which lends credence to his theory.
It does. Eldred Burns has still got his hands up. Bosh it.
I continue my grandpa head shake of disapproval.
He's probably moved to the group at this point.
Probably. Oh yeah, Thoria would have backed up when she saw you moving forward as well. Archie? You do realise that it definitely wasn't meant to hurt you, that arrow. She were aiming like...
At your feet or something.
Yeah.
Archie moves up and screams, Etho betrayed us!
Holy shit.
And, well, we might as well. 17. This is gonna have 4 levels of deceptive on it
Oh my god.
because it's first a 9 anyway. So
What are you doing?
and just regular torso. So this is -8.
Gosh.
Thank God. Jatanayo. Go ahead,
But
Etho. You
before
can go
they
first.
go, I put my not like what do you call it? I'm not actually attacking, but I'm definitely making my presence known. Like little claws on his back, and then maybe like one on his shoulder too, and whispering, "Stand down, Ham."
So, Archie, she is going to immediately. Well, first off, let's see this. Like the bow just rolls down her arm and over onto her back, and then she springs at you and grabs your arm holding the sword with
Or
both
tries to.
hands. Oh, she tries to, correct. Going for the parry with a knife.
Yeah, so we might as well do this too.
Did you take? Oh, it still hit. You still did it with that -1.
Yikes.
Yep. Oh my god, wow.
Ow.
You just chopped her arm off. She screams. Fast draw arrow, pull string back. Screaming in Itsuni. This one's gonna try and fast draw the bow. Yes.
Had to escalate. Couldn't just get captured.
Hannes.
Look at it from my point of view, and yeah, I don't think so.
You could turn and see the blood, and he's got a knife, and he's got claws on his neck. He just drops his knife, lets it fall in the snow. He knows you could kill him instantly here. Burns is just like, wait, this is a trap! Steps forward, puts his hand on his sword hilt. Botch it. You just saw Archie chop a woman's arm off.
Sorry, lag. I start running towards Archibald.
Alrighty.
What's your move?
At minute, if he
Uh,
like drops his bag, it'd probably be 3 through the snow. So
Okay.
I'm
No, my medical stuff is on the bag, right?
Oh, okay, yeah. So, yeah, only 2.
Yeah, I'll start running towards her.
If he
Mhm.
holds a limb up to it and does his magic, would it reconnect?
I don't know if you need.
It's gonna need a stitch, at the very least.
He's got something that could maybe fix it. But if anyone can do it, it'd be Botch it. But it might require a bit of help from God.
Yeah.
And to stop the fight, so out of character, might be a good idea to call them off, Ito.
Botch it
Speak.
tries to talk to his brain through the God that controls him.
Well, mostly because he's running towards Archibald, lifting a hand, trying to start to say, in a 2-3 turns fully, don't kill!
Uh-huh. Catch you, you're
Actually, that's 1 second. So
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, I thought it would take me like 3.
Oh yeah, don't kill's perfect.
Archie, what are you?
Archie, what are you?
That's about a second's worth of words. There's
Mhm.
gonna be
Yeah.
more yelling.
what? Etho's got a hostage. I'm gonna do something similar. Boom. There. And then basically, I just want to put my sword against this woman's throat.
She can do a dodge. I mean, she's in extraordinary pain, but
Give me weapon skill against neck, please. So like a swing to hit the neck, but with the intention of just resting it there, ready to cut. Cinematic, Princess Bride style.
Okay, so she is at a -1 to dodge and block, and -2 to parry.
It's from the side as well.
that was a good roll.
That is a really good roll. That's probably enough to do it on the nose.
Like, what would it be? Because her effective skill right now is probably lower.
No,
And-
she's not staggered yet, so I think she just dodge and retreats.
Shock value?
Does not affect active defense,
Oh, right.
but she does not look good as blood spurts out her arm and she barely makes it. And it's bad footing here. Let's see. Yeah, she falls to a butt. Like a friend grabs her back. And it's the Paxton.
Arch, stand down.
Bows get pointed at your Archie. This person comes running and she pulls a spear from her back. Oh, no she doesn't. She pulls a spear from her back and shouts, "I'll kill him!" in a toonie. Hanley also says, "Stand down, Smith, they'll murder you." Burns draws his long sword. Swing. It's massive, and he steps and he wobbles as he's holding it. He's like, "This
Yeah.
was a trap." Bosh it.
I assume still running.
Yes. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Luke and I keep trying to move you at the same time.
There's two angry gods controlling you. You said don't kill on your last turn, Botchet. What do you say on this turn? And it did legit look like he just tried to cut her throat, but she dodged. Catch ya.
Doing? Get over here!
Smith.
Lee, could you give me the full sentence?
Archie, what are you doing? Get over here!
Yeah, I will take an all-out defense parry double and move this way.
Botchet was just running towards you. You will kind of collide here if you end your turn
Oh.
there.
Well, technically, I'm running towards the woman without an arm. I started first towards Archie because he was like directly
Oh, okay.
behind her.
Yep, I got you. That's a bad look, though, honestly. One of the bows changes position towards Botchet as Archie moves.
I will, on our turn at the beginning, say, "Let old man pass" in Atuni.
Okay. But Smith, step back, all out defense, parry.
Yes, double.
Double. Gotcha. Let old man pass. She's going to step back. Keep pointing the bow at you. This person's gonna hop over a friend. Turn and crouch next to her. Yeah, she's very close. But she doesn't look like she's about to attack you. Spear person, now she can move. Full move.
Not in poking range yet.
Yeah, I got a feeling the first one didn't attack because the second one had dibs.
And Hanley says, "It's over, Smith." Burns says, "The hell it is."
Ah, shit.
Oh, shit. Indeed.
Yeah.
I did not consider this.
Attack me. You're gonna die, old man.
Yeah. So Eldred Burns swings and hits Etho in the back.
Oh, right on the nose.
It's a wild one, so it hits the
The back.
torso. Behind. Oh dear. It'd probably be like swing +2, right?
What's his standard sword is what?
It's usually swing +1.
So is it a 5 or 6?
It's a 7.
7 damage?
7 damage
Okay,
to the back.
that's okay.
He went telegraph all out strong.
The back is where I have my most defenses.
No armor divisor.
It's true, you might be fine.
I take a little bit of damage.
Just try not to kill the old man.
Oh, he's dead.
Oh dear, bosh it.
I mean it because if he is going to die or you are going to be wounded, Botchet is going to be more focused on that instead of saving your other friend. So you might want to not do as much damage as you want.
Oh no, he just attacked me in my back.
Yes.
And
I'm
all
just
my
saying.
defects are, coming into play right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, this is going to get messy.
But bosh it, I imagine you continue running towards the injured person.
Since I have not noticed. Correct?
Yeah, correct. She sizes you up, but kind of sees that you're no threat, I think. Catch you.
Katya, use tackle attack. He can't see you.
Katya will move in and say, "This is a misunderstanding!"
Smith.
I suppose all
No,
out
that
defense as
yeah,
well,
that
though.
fits.
Double
All out
dodge.
defense as well. Okay.
Because at this point, people are taking some blows.
Did you say sacrificial dodge?
No, double dodge.
Oh, okay. You ready to get out of the way of the sword if it swings again? Not
Yes.
dive in front of it.
No.
Had to check. See how Juliet you were feeling. Smith, you're up.
Well, I gotta defend this old man who's apparently ready to die.
The lady didn't attack him.
She's not even got a weapon drawn at the minute. She's,
This one?
yeah, she's technically in that hex with a friend, I suppose, really.
She's technically disarmed.
Oh. At this
And
point, I
that
think the only one that's super aggressive is the spear lady, right?
Yes. The spear lady is this one. The other two have just got drawn bows on you.
Yeah, actually, so I will all out defense parry and move here.
All right. Etho, you first.
Arsh, stand down.
Remember, you just got stabbed in your back.
I did, but I lead to Katya step between us.
All right, you like turn your head and see that, grind your teeth.
I will move though. I only took like a damage.
Okay, she's gonna take a step back and keep the bow on Archie. And the one with the spear is gonna jab it at you, Archie. She's got
Oh, you had to stab her.
a torso. That's not a crit. Actually, it might be.
I don't. Probably not.
No, it's not a crit. You can parry though. Push the spear out of the way as it comes towards you. She shouts surrender at him, but in Ituni. Aroma! Saka! Whose turn is it? Hanley. I'm guessing he's still got blades next to his neck.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he just don't want to die at minute. He's doing nothing. He waits to do something if something happens. Eldred Burns is going to take a step back and say, "What are you doing, Katya?" Botch it. She's right in front of you, one step away, the person.
The arm is with her, right?
It's at your feet right now.
I take the arm and I start getting to work.
Alright, so
I
probably
think
like,
this turn is pick up arm.
yeah, crouch, grab arm.
Yeah,
Okay.
I get down to pick up the arm and kind of like motion her to come to me.
The one who's protecting her kind of squints, glares at you. Catch you.
Katya will take a step and look to Etho and say, "What are we doing?"
They stand down. Oh, it's not my turn yet. That's what I'll yell on my turn.
Smith.
All right. I recall there was a way to do an all-out and spend an FP to retain defenses. Am I recalling that right?
I think
Sounds
you
right.
are.
I think there's like just like a feverish attack where you can take your bonus.
But I believe it's for all out strong only. But it does let you do your half move forward. Feverish defense. Nope.
Which all out are you looking for?
I was thinking about a whirlwind attack, but
Ah,
you know what? I think Archie's going to continue with the all-out defense and just simply say, "Fuck you, betrayer."
Wow. Etho.
Looking at my disadvantages right now. Yeah, I think I'm gonna not like attack, but definitely tighten my grip on his buddy's neck. And just enough to draw blood. Just to let, so
Uh-huh.
he'll say something.
Most of your friends take weight or
Step back, please, for the
evaluate
love of
maneuvers.
Odin. Step back.
It's Cliff behind him.
Oh, yeah.
Hanley, like, Smith! As a trickle of blood leaks out of his neck, disappears into your fingers. Burns. He's gonna do it again. This time he only needs to take a step to do an all-out, strong, telegraphed. Is that from behind Etho, or is that from the side?
I think it's from the side, but I mean, I'm not letting go of.
He is kind of screaming as he does it, so I'll give you your dodge at a -2.
I'm not letting go of this guy.
You could still attempt to dodge.
You can dodge while you're in a grapple.
Is there a penalty? I don't think so.
Probably, but my dodge isn't super good. I'm all parry. Oh, well, I did it. Well, that's
Yeah.
with no mods though.
You twist out of the way. You should technically be off in his X like that anyway. Bosh it, you've got the arm in your hand. I'm guessing you're going to take your bag off and start reaching in that with your other. These two are looking at him suspiciously.
Yeah, like I'm calling the woman up and I'm starting to prepare the arm to try and reattach it and use some stitching to keep it together, then patch it up, bandage it, whatever, to just keep it there and see
Yeah.
if it still recovers.
This is going to take
All
a
of its
while.
nerves.
Yeah,
Yes,
no, I
like-
think watch it. It's officially out of combat now.
Yes, I am out of combat. Don't count me on it.
All right. Gotcha.
Maybe just screaming at Archibald between everything that he's doing to shed his sword, but maybe in a few 10 seconds if he's still fighting.
Katya, it's actually you.
Everyone stand down! And Katya is going to attempt to put a hand on Etha's shoulder, which might lose a hand.
No, what happened?
She knows it's you.
I know it's you.
Archie.
All out defense parry again, and I will just say, we don't have to do this.
Arrows
Then put
first.
sword.
Oh, no, yeah, Etho first.
Then put sword away.
I don't know. No, it's still just more consecutive aims and evaluates, I think. Ever so slight shuffling of feet, getting better position. Hanley's just like, please, Smith. Burns is panting. I think Thori might tackle him.
Ah,
I mean, she's been evaluating for a few freaking turns. She probably made that.
Yeah. Thori, like legit rugby tackles, squeezes his legs together and topples him over, and they're both kind of sprawled on the ground, yeah. You just hear Burns go like, what? And his sword flies forward and lands in the snow. Botchit is doing his thing. Catch you.
I think she'll make a alarmed sound as she realizes there's something going on behind her. That's it.
Smith.
All right, this isn't going anywhere.
I don't know, one loud noise, and I think you're going to get arrows launched at you and a spear to the face.
Yeah, this could go one of two ways real easily.
Think upon hearing that, Archie probably knows what happens. So he throws his weapons to the ground and spins around and glares at Etho. Like nothing needs to be said, but it all is said in the eyes.
And I think there's like a thud we can have before we cut to black for this next advertisement segment, as Spear Lady drops a spear and just runs and tackles Archie straight to the ground while his back's turned. And we'll be right back after these advertisements for people-based nutrients. We are back. So, the group have met Etho's people, and it did not go great. Archie got aggressive. They were
That's
attacked,
about-
though, to be fair.
That's about what happens when our group meets people.
It could have been peaceful had they not ambushed us.
And thrown bowlers.
They're the ones that actually attacked.
Yeah, no,
is
like
true.
I said, this is all what we do.
This is just a normal Sunday for us.
So, you were tackled, Archie. You did have a bag pulled over your head, your arms pinned behind your back, and they were bound tight with leather thongs. Likewise, Hanley were forced to his knees and a bag were pulled over his head, and Burns were like, just a few people ran over while he had Thory pinning him down, and he was just like spluttering and eating snow.
Am I missing something, or why are they using underwear instead of rope to tie him down?
Thong, the oldest meaning of the word thong is just like a string made out of leather.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
That thong, the thong, thong, thong.
Like on flip flops, technically the piece that goes in between your toes is a thong.
Yeah.
Never knew it as that. But thank you. That's awesome to know every single thing. Also to know. No, awesome to know something new every single day. There you go.
And so I assume we go to our cave area city.
The camp gets pretty much.
Oh wait, does is Botchet able to reattach the arm via healing?
The arm is stitched onto the stump. It's a very clean cut. And Botchet, I think you've probably been praying for a while
I'm
now.
also doing whatever I can for her to regain all the motion of it, if not most.
She's unconscious, I think. She's lost a lot of blood. Arm's not moved yet. It's heavily bandaged. You're all on a sled that's being pulled by like two people, Botchet and the injured one.
Okay, I'll keep rolling. You let me know when I'm done.
It will require some specific things, so I think we'll have to wait until you're in a capacity, maybe, or I can just make her the first of the GM checks now, I suppose. Okay. But yeah, Archie, Burns, and Hanley will feel yourselves forced onto a sled that's getting pulled for quite some time. The rest of you, this will be a trek, kind of slightly uphill, and then down into a valley between these mountains here. Thanatos slips out of view behind the peaks in between it.
For the start of the trip, Katya tries to get an explanation out of Etho, but I imagine the language barrier comes up and she gives up.
What do you mean? If you ask me a question, ask me a question.
Sure. Eva, what the hell?
It's law.
What's law? That you attack? I thought you were going to make sure they didn't attack us.
I told them to only capture, and they did. Then Archie's attack with sword.
Of course they're going to defend themselves.
What are you talking to Lita about? Someone says in a toonie.
Who is that?
Not Harry, but one of the others.
Oh, okay.
Kiri. Oh, that's terrible.
I'll,
Shuri.
I'll say, she don't understand why we capture.
She frowns, looks at you, Catcher, and she like asks you directly, but again in a toonie. Men are allowed to roam free?
I'll translate to Katya.
What?
It's dangerous, really.
Wait, I assume you're still translating?
Yeah.
This is because they're men?
She nods.
I nod.
Dunmir.
That's awful. You don't have men? Like at all?
We have men, but
We have more men now.
not Atuni. There are no Atuni men.
Shakes her head.
She
I
kind of frowns.
think a few people are probably
Convinced
saying
she
something.
knows that's not how it works, but not entirely sure.
And as you crest into the valley, you do see a little lake, green springs, and steam from what are clearly several hot springs nestled at the foothills of these three small peaks. And this would probably be... I think actually you'd have been marching overnight.
Arrive like at midnight. With some
No,
shenanigans.
arrive
Yeah.
at dawn the next day.
Oof. So we're all probably feeling miserable right now.
Yeah, pretty cold. But then as you suddenly like cross over from snow to grass and bushes and trees even. And it gets rapidly warmer in that familiar way.
Yeah, we legitimately like use the lava and heat that the steam produces, correct?
Oh yeah, I don't think you've ever seen... Oh no, there is lava, I think, deep in here.
Yeah.
But yeah, as you approach, you'd all come to realise pretty quickly, or at least the ones who've not got masks on their head, that there is a road underneath you. And though it's overgrown with like thick moss and vines creeping over it, it is clearly a very smooth Tovian road. But we're still alive. And
British
we're back now.
internet skiff for tea time.
Maybe that's probably it. Everyone's getting on internet to talk about the Bake Off or something. So what was the last thing you heard from me?
We arrived up there.
It was warm.
Okay.
There's a road.
Wow. So yeah, you get led into the side of the mountain. It's quite a smooth, although overgrown entranceway. You can see that there is carvings on the door that's behind all the overgrowth and tree roots. And you get led slightly uphill into the side of the mountain. And after a while you see sunlight again and find this room that you're in now with an
Hoods will come
open
off
ceiling.
Hoods will come off once we're inside.
Yeah, Archie's hood comes off now, along with Burns's and was his name's Hanley's. And yeah, it's a roughly circular cavern.
Archie's still got the disdainful and hateful look, and honestly, his eyes do not leave Etho.
There are plenty of people in here, in the nooks and crannies of the walls. It looks like there were once a lot more entrances that collapsed. You can see a couple more off in the distance, though. And the whole room is roughly spherical. So it descends quite steeply down to the bottom, where there is a pool of fresh-looking water that's trickling out of the wall in a picturesque waterfall. And it goes up to the ceiling equally, almost spherically, but then there is an opening that stretches about 4 yards in radius, right in the center above the water, and the sun's shining in through it in the morning. As you walk in, Harry would announce Etho is back! We have returned! She has come back! And there'd be some cheers. And this place is generally packed.
Yeah, to the brim, I assume. Like, it would be a pain in the ass to add the amount of people into this map, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would. But I'll get a couple on, just so that you know they're about. And indeed, there's these 2 tunnels over here that lead even further.
Do they have buildings? Or
Yeah.
they're living like cavemen?
There would be tents in here as well, little awnings set up, I'm sure. But it's mostly fairly open, I think. It's warm enough that it's nice and balmy in here, though. The people who've had their hands bound, you're getting sweaty because of all your layers of fur. Probably already lost a couple of FP because of the heat.
At this point, they don't have weapons anymore. I'll look and say to Hamley in particular, you behave?
I've been quite clear about that. He's kind of
I
just
will-
looking around in awe.
I will unthong him. Thong him.
Okay. So in the tunnel leading up to this cavern part, it were a good kilometre of walking, ever so slightly uphill.
Jeez.
And it did start off fairly mosaicked, quite weathered because of the exposure that this mountain's had, and the open entrance down there. But then you can see in here, it's really not at all decorated. This looks more like a natural formation almost. But the walls...
Basically,
cliffs-
we're living in lava tubes that have been converted.
Yeah, it does look like this area melted out. But it looks like that must have happened after the Tove ruins.
Right.
Archie, give me just an IQ check, please, straight up.
Yeah, I'm sure Archie's friend would love to see this place.
You have been dehooded. Yeah, you're glaring. You know about that. Oh, on the nose. This is where one of the angels left Earth.
Well, that's in the back of my mind because all I can think about right now is how I'm going to kill Etho.
Radical. The eldest one is there. Your mum's there, Etho. I think, is your mum the most important person?
No.
Are you the most important person?
Me? No. I basically, my deal was I was the one to be chosen to be the one that goes out in the world, figures things out, and murders things if necessary.
Okay. So yeah.
Like, I'm important when it comes to things, and probably in the chain of command as far as, like, you know, line of succession, but
You're like
far
an ambassador.
down. Yeah.
Ambassador of
second-
Death.
Like ambassador slash spy.
Someone would call out who came with you. Whoops, sorry Archie for moving you. She's met with the king himself. The elder says
And-
to you, is it true?
Yes, I also met both prince and dined with princess. Also general.
This is good news. How many did you
I've been
kill?
in none. I was in the stronghold gathering information.
Like a mouse watching from the shadows. But how can a mouse become a viper?
Mouse can kill if bites becomes infected.
Ah. You plant the seeds of uncleanliness.
Nod. And then I'll go. Also, more information to get. This is Lita Kacha.
She recognizes those words.
Everyone turns and looks at you. You are like, oh, a fine Lita, good pick. And she must have proved you make a good choice. Everyone's kind of sizing you up and down, catch you. The elder would actually say in very broken Eldresh, welcome, Lita Katya.
Hello?
You prove Etho make good choice.
Questioning look towards Etha.
I'll give a nod.
And then,
I-
go on, catch you, sorry.
I guess.
She looks over your shoulder at the men and she says, Dunmir look like strong Dunmir. Some old, though.
Not necessarily Dunmere yet. We have things we must discuss, and they may be of use.
Thori's just like looking around amazed right now. And the elder says, Who is this? And Thori will introduce herself. This story must be shared, the elder says, after like a good 5 minutes talking to Thori.
In that 5 minutes, I'll step over to the group at large and say, I untie you all if you don't cause trouble.
Hanley says, You've taken my weapons and we're outnumbered 100 to 1 in here. What would you think I'd be doing?
Shrug.
Burns just frowns at you and like coughs a bit.
But if they agree, I'll start untying people. But only once they agree.
Bullshit, you were never tied up, by the way.
Yeah.
How's
Just
the
the
girl
evidence,
looking?
something.
Has she been fed well? Like I said, I was trying to feed her meat or something that we might have with legume. Not sure we have some soup.
She's still with you at the minute. You don't know just yet, but you could definitely start getting on that. She's not woken up yet either. She's a bit feverish. And sleeping very heavily. But the arm doesn't look like it's dying. It does look like it's got colour in it. You think blood is running into it.
But she has a fever, so that means she has an infection that I might need to find out how to fix it. Do they have any mushrooms or herbs around here? Can I make a herbalism to see what I can work with?
Yeah, I'll do your herbalism to start looking around at the things that are growing and maybe have a sniff of the things you can smell cooking. But that'll
Yeah.
take a little while. At the minute, you're still just at the entrance, blocked by people with spears and bows.
Oh, if
I will, as if they block him, I'll be like, "Let him pass, ye doctor."
I'll give a bow and I'll grab a sack to grab all the things that I need to patch her up.
One of them would shout out and be like, Dunmere Dawson, help him. And a man actually will appear. He's
I
pretty
don't.
much just wearing underwear, like furs around his crotch, and it doesn't even cover his full butt, like his butt's out. If he bends over, you can see his testicles for sure.
He'll definitely try not to look. But since he realizes that it's really hot in here, he will take off the extra winter clothing before heading out. So yeah, he is still wearing his pants and everything, but he probably is wearing like a thin white short shirt to cover his upper part, and you can see that he's toned from working his whole life.
Like Master Roshi when he does his first Kamehameha wave.
Yeah, like he is ripped. Especially after the mountain, like he feels even stronger now.
The guy is
So
like,
he gets to work.
he helps you out with all your heavy layers. That probably takes a few minutes. And then he'll lead you down to their apothecary storings and let you look through those. And there are indeed a few things that you think you could utilize.
Yeah, I'll get to work on that, and you can go with someone else.
Archie, you're being really quiet.
I think he's just seething over there.
Yeah, that was Katya's way of trying to get him to stop seething and actually talk.
Yeah, I don't really think you get through to Archie on this one. I think Archie's pissed. He had gotten to like and trust Etho, and
Oh, yeah.
she
Well-
betrayed the shit out of that.
Well, she's going to keep trying. At the very least, she's going to hopefully get him to start yelling instead of sitting. Archie? You're
Yes.
worrying us. Are you okay?
Oh, I am so beyond not okay.
Nods.
The elder turned back to you finally, Etho, after she's like, we still have many more questions for Sister Thori, but we shall have council tonight. We shall remind of your findings. It's good that you brought Thori here. Did you see the sky fall?
Yes, I believe it was a summoning from goddess of herself.
Goddess of herself.
That's what she called herself.
Something strange is happening in the mountain.
But more pressing matters also. The oh shit, I had a word for this. The Kajo are massing an army to go to that mountain.
Eyes widen. That is bad for us. They will
That's
find
why
us.
that's why I returned.
They will fail, surely. Kajo are foolish and weak.
They're
Okay.
moving. They're stronger than you think, but they're traveling in the winter in unfamiliar territory. We might be able to use that to our advantage.
You think you can make sure they fail?
I don't have sway over their decisions.
But you have sway over their lives if you choose.
Nod.
They should not be allowed to reach the top of Thanato.
Agreed.
Or at least you should reach there first. You could easily dispatch all of them if you were already at the top.
Depends what goddess of herself and new god decide once once we're up there.
You think Skyfalling was God?
That's what's Scribe Arch thinks.
She, like, sucks her teeth. Like, say, strange things are happening in the mountain. Something is waking.
But for now, we walk all night. We need rest.
Yes, rest. There will be a feast tonight to celebrate. And it is good you have returned. What's your title? Your name? Like, as a warrior? But either way, because of this, we need your skills fighting. Something has awoken.
Actually, Etho might be my title.
Rather than your name?
No, I think it is my name and title. I think what happened was when I got the gauntlets, I became the Etho.
Okay. So yes, we need Etho for Kill Awakened.
So Etho means awakened?
No, Etho...
It's like a title, like Arbiter or
Or Black Panther.
Yeah,
Or Black
that's
Panther.
what I was like. What was the title? Awaken? I thought Luke said that, but Arbiter, it is then?
She's been alluding to something having awakened in the mountains to Etho. Something dangerous and deadly.
Hmm.
But all this has been in a toonie. And you've not heard it.
You
Yeah, I
probably
mean
caught-
this out of character. I'm not even there.
Yeah, you probably caught Katja, Lita, Etho.
Dunmere. Maybe.
Probably a couple of those swear words.
Jatanaya.
Kaja, Kajo. I'll gesture to everyone to like. We can rest now.
You get given resting places. Does Archie get shoved in a cage?
I mean, I don't think we have cages.
Oh, you've got cages. They made of
Okay.
wood, and they kind of like built into the wall. I like to think this is a little poo-filled cage area. It's probably got a couple of pigs in it or something, you know?
No, I think it's free reign. They don't have their weapons on them.
Okay,
They'd
Archie
be
is
really
allowed
stupid to pull something.
to be free range. Your armor would be taken off you as well, though, for sure, Archie. You could kill someone just by like nutting them with your helmet on.
Right.
How bad is Burns looking?
Not great. He's taken most of his clothes off, but he's agreed to be disarmed, and you know he says he's not going to cause anything. But he's kind of stumbling about and coughing a lot.
Sir Burns, I hate to be rude, but are you all right?
Yes, my lady, I'm fine. Just the air in this place is a bit stiff for me.
I appreciate that a man like yourself is extremely strong, but she gestures over to the old man, to botch it. The old man is an extremely skilled healer. He might be able to make you something.
He looks down. Botch it at this point would be like down here by the water, getting shown by the barely dressed man the supplies. And Burns kind of looks over at him and he's like, oh, maybe I will speak to him. Even
She
if I could
nods.
just have some of that mead, I think that would warm my throat.
The mead is worth having regardless. I highly suggest it.
He stands up and someone is shadowing him, obviously.
Hmm.
And she'd follow him over there and botch it. Burns would show up and ask for medicine.
Oh, Bacha looks at him and says, "Oh, sure, let me give it to you." And then he punches him on the face.
What?
What?
Oh man!
Burns was the one that attacked Ether, right?
Yeah, he stabbed her with his sword.
Yeah, he punches him on the face as hard as he can with a really angry frown.
Okay, so I made a GM check, but it's a good job that you changed that into a punch. You get him like square in his nose. He'll fall to his butt. The man in the loincloth just goes like, oh.
I step like over his like closer to him and I say, "Do not ever attack any of my children ever again, or I swear to Arate, I will be in the 12 hells of Arate for not giving you the medical needs that you need for it. Do you understand?"
He's just like, he's holding his nose and you can see blood dripping down. It's like, I understand.
I give him a hand up.
Yeah.
I fix his nose and I give him a cup of med and I send him away because I have to worry about the other one, the other woman with the arm.
Awesome. Yeah, that's pretty amazing.
Out of character, fantastic.
You get
Thanks.
a good view of all that, probably catch you. Quite a few people see it. There's probably a bit of
Oh,
a
yeah.
cheer when you first punch him, botch it. There's a bit of a chant going. It's like, ancient Dunmere fight.
Geezer brawl.
Though their seed is old, it is strong.
Really, at a certain point, that's all they're worth.
Botch it
All
probably
they're good
gets
for.
quite a few eyes, actually. Yeah, by the end of the day, Botch it, there's quite a few ladies gathered around you, I think, when it's time for the feast.
I send them away mostly because I have to work.
They just nod and talk in Ituni and carry on watching you.
By the way, all the dudes here do speak Elrish.
Most of them, yeah, and they will talk to you in Eldritch. You're like, welcome.
Thank you. And he just like tries to pay them no matter, just continue picking up what he needs to get rid of the fever.
It's not so bad here. You will enjoy it. We certainly do.
You cut up for me, sir.
It's not so bad here. You will enjoy it. It will be a grand place to live out the rest of your days, old man.
I'm not planning to retire any soon, but I think I will consider it if you don't mind now. I am a little bit busy.
No, yes, I'll let you work.
And he'll get to work.
Hanley had been talking to one of them for a while. What were you going to say, sorry?
Oh, no. That was it. He'll just get to work.
Okay. You would pass out at one point, I think. And
Yeah,
end
just
up
from.
sleeping for a few hours.
I'm totally pressed up against this what I assume is a steam vent.
Yeah, it's more like a stalagmite, but it's formed because there's like bubbling up water. Heavily calcified, warm. Definitely one of the warmer patches in there. That whole pool of water is like a warm bathtub temperature. Where
Just
it comes out of
happily.
the wall, it's like steaming hot.
But yeah, I'm just happily hugging that thing.
Everyone else just sleep.
Yeah, kind of exhausted. If and when Burns comes back, Katya is properly mortified and apologetic. She doesn't say anything, but it's the expression.
Burns does not come back and talk to you.
Oh, there.
He is too embarrassed, it seems.
I mean, I probably would have been too.
And he'd end up sleeping next to Archie.
I mean, what is Archie doing? He's untied.
I think Archie has literally found a place and he is being angry in it.
Burns had come and whisper to you. There are two, like, Etuni women with spears watching you from a few meters away. But Burns, like, squats down next to you and is like, your old friend just punched me in the face.
Wait, which old friend?
Botch it.
Points down across the dip to botch it on the other side of the cavern.
He's not an old friend. Why'd he punch you?
Because I attacked that traitorous wench, gestures at Etho.
Way to vent his words.
Called her his child.
Well,
He coughs and sits.
Just
on the
another-
medicine.
just another heretic we will have to deal with.
Yes, this is an ungodly place, for certain. The men seem like slaves to them. But
I've been picking up on that.
the ones they've got here clearly seem brainwashed, like they're happy to be living like this. No doubt they kill the others.
Well, I would rather die.
We should be planning an escape.
Been working on just that. I'll let you know when I got something.
He nods. Rubs his chin. Goes to sleep.
We
for a
really
while.
have to get
Oh.
to Frostvale to warn the troops of the barbarian attack.
Oh. I don't think you heard any of that though.
Oh, good point.
But he would say,
Well, he did. He just didn't understand a damn word of it.
yeah, that. He would say, if we could get to the band heading to Thanato, we can divert them to here and deal with this whole problem.
I agree.
Let me know. We should try and save any food they give us.
Okay.
Store it away for when we escape. Keep your furs close at hand. And watch for any of them leaving a weapon. Unguarded.
Yeah, can I see where my weapons have gone?
Give me a perception check, please.
Any bonuses for time?
No, but no penalties. Yeah, you did see where they moved all of your weapons, all the men's weapons at least anyway.
Probably deeper into the caves.
Yeah, it's over at the other side. They went, like, down this passageway.
Okay.
So after a couple hours rest, I would like to kidnap Katya for a minute.
Go ahead.
Once she kind of
What? I imagine she was sort of dozing or whatever and was woken.
come, need show something.
All right. She's clearly grumbling and not super happy at the moment. But she follows.
So I'll bring you to like one of the offshoot caves and have like a torch of some kind and show you a bunch of like murals painted on the walls.
Like cave drawings or like full on like artistic.
Artistic.
By the
That's-
Atuni or by the Tove?
A toonie.
Okay.
Those are pretty.
It's our history. I'll point
She
to
nods.
like the beginning of it and be like, this is where, when we come from the earth to roam and prosper in this land for many generations.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll give like, general like party, like, good vibes to pictures and stuff like that. And then it goes further down and it goes, but then the Kajo, the Eldritch people arrive.
You see depictions of people with swords on horses.
Right.
You see like crude drawings of boats, like with angry dragons at the front of them spewing fire.
We tried to reason with them, say there's plenty of space for all to live here, but they disagree. They murdered us en masse, and the church curse us, so all boys are born dead. They think it will kill us off, but we survive. We find those willing to come or take those when needed to sustain us.
Oh, she says, realizing a little bit late.
We wait here for generations while your people take and ravage our lands, waiting for the day when we can have our place in the world again, where the Kajo will not murder us for simply existing.
How is that going to help you with your curse, though?
If we are able to take the archive of your king and holy men, we'll able to find what they did. 2, 3, 4.
But also well timed, seeing as we're talking about you.
How they did, so we can ask our gods to reverse what they done.
I don't think Archie's going to show you their archive. He's pretty pissed.
That's why I wouldn't assume they show archive. Anyway, I can't read your language, but if we're able to conquer or take down the empire that murdered us, or make peace with those who murdered us, we're able to fix. But your king and his princes prove time and time again that they are not of negotiation. Their first thought when learn riches on top mountain, go murder all and conquer. Your and then I'm gonna say, what was that guy creepy guy's name?
Van.
Van. He sends the van to holy places to steal.
Vaughn is awful, but I don't think the king even knows you guys are even up here. I'm not saying they wouldn't try to conquer you if they knew, but I don't think they'd even know.
We go great lengths to keep that way.
You're not going to conquer the kingdom, though. Like, Etendun is really powerful.
That's why I choose you.
You want to make peace?
You speak no rules.
I can help try to make peace, but this isn't how to do it. And she sort of gestures over towards Archie.
He's asleep and snoring, but he's frowning in his
That's
sleep.
why it's easier to talk about him.
That's why you must agree to choose me. That way you can speak.
Choose you as...
To become part of Atuni.
What does that even mean?
If you are a part of Atuni, then you may speak for us as what word? Friend who's person who speak to nation. She's digging for ambassador, but she's not getting that.
Mm-hmm. Katya's quiet for a while. She's clearly
Okay.
at a loss for words.
And just kind of nod and go, think they're meeting tonight.
This isn't the marriage thing, is it?
It is. That's why I choose you, Ichidori. Ichidori.
I can't marry anybody until we get back. Remember my dad?
You marry here. High priestess here.
I can't do that. I'm sorry.
Frown. Think over.
She's
Feel
starting
free to tell others about what they do. What the Kajo do.
Do you think now's the time?
You have better words, and they need to know.
I mean, they're prisoners right now. They're not going to be very understanding.
Shrug.
All right.
Yep, concerned looks, but I don't think there's anything to be done about it.
that was it.
Katya's starting to look genuinely scared now.
Well, you'll get a few hours more rest, and after dark, the feast will begin. Eating all sorts of tasty, delicious foods.
Hmm.
Lots of meat, hunted game. Lots of mushrooms as well, and root vegetables, I think.
And
Carroty,
delicious,
turnipy things.
slightly hallucinogenic mushroom juice.
Nice.
The mushroom juice is good. And definitely makes everything get like a glowy edge to it.
Are the men allowed to eat, like, at the table?
Yeah, there's not really a table anywhere.
That's fair.
Everyone just kind of goes and grabs food from the various cooking stations that are about. But after a while, the elder that you were talking to earlier, along with a couple of others who were dressed in particularly fancy, dyed fabrics, all gather together up at the lip of the, well, up here it's kind of the highest point with a decent ledge to stand on, and it can be seen from just about everywhere in the rest of the cavern. And they'd start the discussion. For most people, this is just long talking in a toonie.
I will actually, if anyone is sitting near me, I will translate as best I can.
So first off, the welcome back Etho, who has chosen Alita Katya. They say that it's great that Etho's arrived and that she has knowledge of the king's business and doings, and she's working her way within that to plant seeds that will grow into rot in the evil kingdom.
Do you translate that part?
I say that I translate it kinda.
Fair.
Can I detect lies? I think I can understand her, right?
You'd know what Etho's saying when she translates, yeah. And Etho's extremely bad at lying, so yeah, you know that Etho's not quite translating that right.
Browns. At this point, his anger is making his brows spiky.
Like that guy
That
from
only
Tekken.
old man eyebrows can do.
Yes.
They'll point out that the next order of business is the star and what has awakened. It's already killed 2. It can't be allowed to kill again. And now that the Etho's here, she can take care of it. She's brought soldiers as well who may be of use in a plan to lure it out. Will you accept this task, Etho?
If it's the will of the Atuni, then yes.
The people kind of like nod. It says, "Be brave, Etho. Save us." We think the star awakened it. It made its first attack 2 nights after it fell. The last happened only last week. It is deep in the old, old caves. We have sealed them for now. But we need that access. There were food stores that we couldn't move in time. There is also word of a band of the Carjo. That's right, isn't it?
Yep.
They intend to climb Thanato. They may well die attempting it. But we have seen its change. They can't be allowed to reach the top. And so we are proposing to reach it before them. Etho will attempt this after she has dealt with the danger. Yes?
If it is will of the Atuni.
A couple of the people who were at the other camp call out, like, we would not do it without you at our lead, Etho.
Nod.
Very good. And finally, Etho, will you be completing the ceremony with your Lita tonight?
As is tradition, it is her final decision.
Everyone kind of is looking at you, Katya, with bated breath, suddenly.
You want me to tell them?
Yes or no, it's your choice. It's final.
I'm sorry, but I mean, I can't marry you here. Like, no.
I'll give a bit of a glum nod and then go. She can't, due to family and tradition of her kind, she cannot. Katya is Lita no more.
It's like kind of some gasps. And
Still friend, I make very pointedly clear. Still friend.
the
Relieved breath is let out.
elder and like high priest look disappointed, but they say, "It is respected. Our sorrow is huge, and we grieve with thee, though. But life continues." And oh, the Dunmere, can you speak to them? And she'll call up like another Dunmere that's clearly been here a while, is pretty old. And he'll cough and he'll be like, "Newcomers, I haven't had a chance to speak to all of you." He's looking mainly at you, Archie and Burns.
Actually, before he gives his spiel, I'm gonna step up and say, Elder,
Yes.
I believe these, and I point to the three Archie, and
Archie, Burns, and
everyone
Henley.
but Botchet. Yeah, go. Shall not be Dunmere.
She
If
Go on.
if they choose, they may, but they are, at least Arch is a very skilled warrior, and if given the time and explanation about what has happened to us, he may be on our side. and help be warrior for peace.
The elder nods.
Still, give offered.
Mm-hmm.
Dunmir's good job for most men. And I'll sit down again.
And the guides start back up in Eldresh, talking to the new coming peoples. Would you be seed givers for the tribe? It is a
I
good
spit
life.
on his face.
Oh my god, you're not really
Thinking
close
across
enough
the
to,
room.
but you can spit at the floor.
Yeah, I spit. Yeah.
And he shakes his head. He says, it's a good life. Spent farming, tending animals, and
Having lots of wives.
giving the seed.
You are a slave.
He shakes his head. I could leave at any time. But why would I want to? Why would any of us want to? And if there's a few like here's from the couple of Dunmeres that are scattered about the room.
You weak Philistines. That's not the right word. You know what I'm trying to get at, though.
Yeah. Heretics, heathens.
Heathens, that'll work.
Would love it when opposing disadvantages clash in this
Great.
spectacular kind of manner.
There's like a boo from one of them, and the Atuni lady that's with him kind of slaps him across face a little bit. Not hard, just like shut your mug up.
Slaps who?
The man who booed at you.
Okay.
Not like like not a spousal abuse kind of a slap, just like shut up, you idiot.
Yeah, like
Not like master beating slave.
Yeah.
Important distinction.
more like how much mushroom juice have you had?
Just so you, yeah, exactly.
Hanley and Burns likewise disagree, but not so violently. We would prefer not. And Hanley says, I would keep your secret. I shall not divulge this location, or any of your people's existence to the crown. I am not even of this country anymore. I live in the east. Burns says, oh, you scumbag traitor. You filth, Hanley. Thori speaks in Etuni and says, Hanley is a good man. He would keep his word. I do not trust Burns and Smith, though.
Then make sure you blindfold them when they're sent away.
They nod. The Etho may decide their fate. But it need not be tonight. We should feast, and then you should rest, Etho. You'll have all the help you need in defeating the danger, but we will need you to do it.
Nod.
And then the feast will kind of get back
Resume?
underway. Dessert time. Boshet, you would find yourself surrounded by people.
I wouldn't be there if the woman still has fever, as I am still tender.
The
I
fever
mean-
is broken now, and she has
Okay,
been
so
awake
yeah.
briefly.
Okay, yeah.
She's
Once
eaten a
she
bunch of
is
soup.
out of the danger zone, then yes, he would be at the
Danger
sorry.
zone.
Lana. 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 Lana.
What? Danger zone?
and you would feel like hands on your shoulders, and then a hand on your thigh, slowly going up towards your crotch.
Well, someone's getting handsy, Botchet.
Huh.
Multiple people get handsy with you and start whispering in your ear. In Tuni, you don't understand it, but it sounds lewd.
Bodger starts thinking that he needs an adult. Then he realizes he is the adult.
And then Butchik
Um,
either gets dragged in a tent or runs away.
I think he's gonna end up being dragged for now. No, wait. Archie, you're not wounded, right?
No one else is wounded.
He gets dragged then.
I mean, a few people have like frostbite and stuff like that, but
It's pretty obvious what's going on, and if Butchit would like this, then Butchit.
It's an optional snoo.
Optional snoo, not forced.
He'll take the
snoo.
option of snoo before he goes back into healing the frostbites.
Uh-huh. That'll probably be the next day, because I think the snoo will consume all of your FP.
Yes, and I also have been consuming FP healing the other woman, right?
Uh-huh.
The arm.
Yes.
So yeah, so he's probably on his last energies before he goes to sleep. So yeah, he'll take it and fall asleep there.
The first couple in the queue get lucky, and then the rest are just like, he broken. Why you
Well,
break? A bit of an argument. Dunmere worn out by first two seed takers.
I had 2 FP left.
I mean, he is ancient.
Pointless. And then they're just like, always tomorrow. And a few of them probably fall asleep. Like the next 3 that were in line fall asleep in bed next to Butchit.
Etho is actually pointedly like sitting, leaning against the cave wall, like pushing pebbles around with a stick, like sad.
And I think we're about getting ready for the final scene.
Mm-hmm.
So, most people
I mean,
have gone to
unless
bed.
Katja and
Oh.
Archie want to have stuff.
I mean, I yes, but I don't see it actually going anywhere. We can certainly try, though. At some point, Katya is going to try to talk to Archie again.
Lady?
Bishop Smith? Why are you so angry?
That. So I don't know their religion. That Judas over there.
She didn't tell you. I mean, she screwed up. She didn't tell us that we had to, like, submit.
And ambushed and attacked us.
They weren't. They clearly weren't trying to kill anybody or hurt or even really hurt anybody.
I don't care. She could have informed us of what needed to be done. Instead, she chose this tactic. I will never trust her again.
I mean, you're not wrong that she should have informed us, but I don't think it was malicious. Like, if she wanted to actually betray us, she could have done it a lot more effectively. Like, she had plenty of chances to betray us. I think this is a culture thing, not a betrayal thing.
all designed to lure us here, to become her captives.
But they're gonna let us go.
Hmm. And you believe that?
You don't?
I don't.
She. There's more that I want to tell you about what's going on, but I, I think I should wait until they've let us go so you'll believe me. Is that fair?
I think he just nods.
All right. Try to get some sleep. Can I get you something? And she sort of gestures at where people are still munching. I imagine Archie sort of left dinner as soon as he could.
I honestly don't think Archie joined.
Fair. In which case, she offers to go and get him a plate of something to eat, because he probably didn't want to approach them.
I think he's content eating the jerky.
Fair. Then Katya will sort of give him space and is also kind of giving Etho space, but also sitting close enough so that if glances happen, she can look apologetic.
You look apologetic and smile when your eyes meet, and Etho just looks like
Well,
scared. and
not smile, more apologetic and a frown, like she's sorry.
then... Oh,
not-
okay.
But she doesn't quite have the guts to go and apologize in person.
Makes sense. When the eyes lock and you do the smile thing, Etho does the quiver lip and then quickly looks away.
Fair.
Like, Etho's a badass, but she still has feelings.
I know.
Well,
But before actually the night's over, I'm gonna like throw a rock at a pebble at Hamley.
mm-hmm. He'd be like, yes.
Kind of do the come here head.
Carrie, shuffle over.
You have won by default, she says begrudgingly.
'Tis a shame. But I am excited in fighting this danger alongside you. These Dunmere say it is quite fierce. Whatever it is, they have not seen it, but it was enough to tear someone in half. And only one half was found.
Ugh. I just shudder. Question. You have known Smith and I can't remember the other guy's name right now. Burns for a very long time, yes?
Known Burns all my life, Smith most of it.
What they do if set free? Or not set free, wrong word. If they leave.
Sorry, I just needed to make a couple of quick rolls. It depends what you mean. They aren't happy. I think they can be convinced to keep their mouths shut if that's what you're getting at, though.
Nod.
I'm willing to help with that if it means they get to live.
Nod. Listen. She makes a bad face and say, don't think all your kind are murder. But we have had nothing but bad experience with your people.
He nods. Aye. I've been told this afternoon. And he has been talking to, like, the Dunmere all afternoon, pretty much, Hanley. You overheard a fair bit of it, probably, Archie. They do
Okay.
sound like brainwashed cultists to you, given your current mood, I think, though.
Okay.
But if you and Kaja, you see, actually starts to say Lee, but then stops and just says Kaja, are made in charge, I think we'll be able to live together.
He kind of raises an eyebrow and says, "That's quite ambitious of you. But I can't say I'd be disagreeable to the thought."
I met King. He on last leg. Princes idiots. Princess okay.
He shakes his head still. Like, Catch is far too low on the succession. Do you know how many people we'd have to kill or renounce? A dozen, I believe.
It's less than a dozen. It's 7.
7. Including your dad, though.
Yeah, she's 8th in line, but that includes both her dad and her little brother.
Little brother could probably not die at one of those things where it's just like, whoa, 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 whoa.
And very out of character, but I suspect Hanley knows all that.
Yeah, no, it's... But he says that, and then he kind of goes quiet and rubs his chin. And he's like, but I met the brother. There's no getting round the father. But... He just goes quiet and locks his gaze with Euretho.
And I go, I've killed many people for the Toonie and myself.
He holds his hand up. If this is really going to work, then we certainly can't speak about it like this. He's kind of looking over your shoulder for anyone who might be listening to what they're saying.
No. Even though she no longer Lita, Katja is friend. And little time I know you, you show to be good man. You don't betray that knowledge. I have your two back.
He stands and he says, I consider you friend too, Etho. And now I think I'm going to go and get some rest before I end up in a position of being a traitor by default.
I'll nod, and then before he goes, actually, it wanders off, and I just say, also, if you sneak away for a few minutes to get food from everyone else, things may happen with Ituni that would be pleasant for you. And I give him a wry smile and then lean back and close my eyes.
He just like shakes his head and goes to Kip next to Archie and Burns. But
yeah, that was it.
Final scene, middle of the night. You're all awoken to screaming, blood-curdling, hideous pain screaming. And you awaken to see, lit by torchlight, to the southeast cave, someone is brought in who is completely missing the entire arm and most of the torso. They look dead already, but the person who's carrying them is screaming. There is so much blood. And she opens her mouth and she shouts, "It's here!" And then screaming noise from behind her. I think we'll leave it at that.
Sweet.
Thanks very much for watching. I'm Luke. I am the GM. We had James.
Hey, I'm James. I played Archie. Archie is very upset these days.
Yeah. Super Mario Archie Day. Nothing to add. We've got Everoth.
Hey,
Nothing to add.
No, yeah. Hey.
oh, sorry,
please.
can you guys hear me?
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can.
Oh, I was saying, hey, I'm Everett. I was playing for you today, Old Man Bocce. Hope you had fun.
Ad certainly did. I'm sure Botchit did. Before he fell asleep. Probably less fun when he woke up to hear and then see that.
True.
We had Lee.
Hi, I'm Lee. I played Lady Katya, and now she's, I think that's 2 broken engagements in 2 months.
Yeah.
At this rate, she's going to get a reputation.
2 public humiliations in 2 months. As well, at that.
Neither were her fault, she would insist.
And you've definitely got good points.
Oh no, I knew from the beginning that wasn't gonna happen. It was just, Ezo didn't.
Mhm.
It
Poor
was great.
Etho. Last but not least, we've got the jilted Terra.
Hey, I played Etho, and that was about how I expected things were gonna go down. When disadvantages collide,
It could have been worse.
could have been way worse.
Yeah.
But I think Archie might get a holy sword at the beginning of next episode.
Oh. There
Nice.
is a
Would
weapon.
be a potential way of redeeming yourself in his eyes, probably.
Oh, snap. That.
Also, next time Ethan needs to remember to give more time for the party to process the fact that they're about to get ambushed.
She's an idiot.
Yep, that was great.
Yes, I know, that was greatly played, so that's, I meant, for Ethan, the character.
Like, she's got an IQ of 10, so she can think about things, but she is culturally absolutely inept.
Poor
Like,
thing.
when you spend your entire life training to be the holy warrior of your entire people, a lot of other social cues get kind of left out.
Yep. But thanks very much for watching. We'll be back on Thursday, or most of us will be, for Star Wars in Tabletop Simulator. This will be back on Friday at the usual time with the Kobold Cafe. We've got a website, thekoboldcafe.com. We've got Twitch and Twitter at Kobold Cafe, YouTube too. You'll find us if you search for us. If you subscribe, we'll get our own vanity URL. We only need 23 more.
Yeah, like,
Just
It's-
you can
yeah.
unsubscribe once we've got to 100. I don't care.
we just want that URL, yo.
I hope
Yeah,
so.
right.
I've probably got 25 emails just with my work account. I can make that happen.
Yes.
Also,
spam.
don't unsubscribe. We do make good content and fun content.
Mhm. Mhm. Yep.
Also, if you feel like it, Patreon us. We do have stuff that comes out. It's pretty cool. Like, especially, I'm digging the racial templates of the first game we ever ran on this channel. There's some, if you're a GURPS player in particular, there's going to be some fun stuff. And I believe, I keep saying this, but there is going to be a podcast eventually where we just talk about role-playing things or the world at large. The stuff that we don't talk about on stream.
Thanks, Logic, for the sub on YouTube. But yeah, tune in next time. Say bye, everyone.
Good night.
Bye.